I appreciate the concern. We recognize that America is in a crisis. We understand that the debt is suffocating America and it's preventing us from creating jobs and job opportunities. The banks that were too big to fail continue to be too big to fail. The stimulus package has been a failure. Geithner has been a failure. The cabinet that's been put together by Obama has been ineffective and incompetent. We are suffering through that now, but our major crisis is the debt that suffocates our small businessmen. Our bankers have federal regulators looking over their shoulders as we speak and are not making loans to very substantial and good business people who know how to create jobs. There's a fundamental difference in America today. There are those who believe the federal government can create jobs, and there are those like myself who believe that Main Street America creates jobs. We understand that here in the 5th Congressional District. We get it. We're a district of entrepreneurs. We're a district of risk takers. We understand that if you take a risk and fail, there's no one there to bail you out other than your own wits and your ability to get up and go again. You've noticed my voting record in the Congress. I voted against the stimulus. I voted against every bailout. I voted against the General Motors bailout, the AIG bailout. I voted against cap and trade. I voted against the health care bill, and I will continue to vote against Obama's budgets as I have done in the past. I took these votes with a lot of pressure because it was the right thing to do for my constituents. I have not been a politician all my life. I'm a board-certified radiation oncologist. I am a conservative businessman, and I believe very deeply in the 5th Congressional District, and I believe in this 233-year-old experiment that we call America. Nowhere in the world has it ever been done, and it will never be done again. This intangible thing that we call America is fragile. We cannot take it for granted. This is America. The contest, the arena of ideas is wide open, and we can get good ideas from anywhere, including Tea Party, including conservative businessmen and women, including risk takers, including the Republican Party, and anyone else that wants to help. So I appreciate very much the opportunity to be here.
I became primarily motivated to running for the United States Congress for a few reasons, but one of those reasons was when the President of the United States goes around describing the United States of America as an arrogant nation and apologizes for the lives that we lose fighting for freedom on behalf of others who do not have the ability to fight for it themselves. I also became a candidate because I have a background in economics, having graduated with highest honors in economics from Duke University. And I see this drift towards socialism, and socialism doesn't work, but that's where this president wants us to go. I see unsustainable budget deficits of a magnitude never seen in the history of the United States of America that have become so large that they're a national security threat. I don't know if y'all have thought about this, but a $1.4 trillion deficit, you know how big that is? You could cancel NASA and the National Defense Department in its entirety, and you'd be halfway there to try and address the situation should China and our other creditors decide tomorrow to cut us off. If we don't borrow that money, we have to balance that budget. And so with all that, I made the decision to run for Congress, and those were my primary motivations. But more recently, with all the public policy issues that we face, my motivation has been a little bit tempered by a change in the issues. When I first ran, those were the issues I focused on, but more recently, party switching has become the primary issue in this campaign. And I want to say here and now to each and every one of you that this time next year, no matter what the polling data says, I will not switch parties. All right? In 1982, when I first ran for the legislature, all the polling data, all the people said, Mo Brooks, you need to run as a Democrat. There were only 4 Republicans elected out of 140. And I looked at Jimmy Carter and I looked at Ronald Reagan and I said, you know, I would rather lose as a conservative and as a Republican than win as a liberal and as a Democrat, because I was not about to shed my beliefs. Now, over that period of time, I've established a track record With your help, I've been entitled to swear an allegiance to the Constitution of the United States 11 different times, having been elected to the legislature a number of times, served as your district attorney, served as a Madison County Commissioner. And I have a track record. When I say that I am anti-tax because I believe families should have more money to take care of their own needs with, you can look at that track record. If nothing else, come away with this message. With Mo Brooks, you have conservative leadership that you can trust. I'm not guided by polls. As a county commissioner, I've carried that same philosophy forward. On moral issues, Alabama Citizens Action Committee, which is the lobbying wing of the Alabama Baptist Association, I'm right down the line on moral issues. On pro-business issues, graded an A almost every single time that I was in the Alabama legislature, trying to promote the jobs that we need in the state of Alabama and that we need in the United States of America. Folks, I'm Mo Brooks. I'm running for the United States Congress. Conservative leadership that you can trust. I ask for your vote and support. Thank you.
My message has been consistent. And after speaking to people all across, tens of thousands of people across this district for the last 8 months, the number one issue for them, and Rasmussen confirms this, is the economy. The second issue is national defense. Well, folks, I happen to know a little bit about both of those. Having been a warrior for 8 years at the tip of the sword, I know what it means to be willing to give your life for this country. No ifs, no ands, no buts. We need to understand why jobs and companies are leaving this country. It's because the government has taxed industry to the point where the stockholders aren't making as much as the government is. Last year, when they hauled all of the oil company CEOs in front of them and called them greedy, here's something that no one else looked at. The producers that pull the oil out of the ground, refine it and deliver it to market, they make 10 cents on the dollar. Excuse me, per gallon of gas. You know how much the government makes? 18 cents. Folks, freedom is the thing that defines who we are. It allows us to go from small companies to large companies, to provide jobs for people. Most of these people who are unemployed, they don't want a government handout. They want a job. And the only way we can get that is by reducing the amount of taxes the government takes. No one I have heard in the years that I've been paying attention has very few, and no one in the last 5 years have mentioned the fact that government taxes is what drives companies away. Ireland lowered their tax rate from north of 50% to 10%. The sucking sound was all of the jobs and companies leaving mainland Europe, the United States, to set up in Ireland. The Congress knows this, but the fact of the matter is most of them want power. They do not want the freedom to let the individual, you, as the Constitution says, we the people, make the decisions. It's all about business. America is a nation of commerce. The military exists to allow that commerce to be taken all over the world. Our raw materials, our finished goods. That's what the business of America is, business. I know this. This is why I'm running. The message has been consistent from when no one gave me a shot. But hard work and talking to the people of this district, finding out what they want. Because in the end, folks, it's all about you and the service that I want to provide, that I did because this country, as you've heard it said before, as the congressman said, is the greatest nation on planet Earth, and we got that way by being free. Thank you.